game.
It is 6 o'clock, time to begin our November 15th meeting. At this time, we call ourselves to order and welcome each and every one of you. At this time, I'd like to recognize Mr. Robert Becker, who represents Mr. Pittinger's office, Congressman Pittinger's office. Mr. Becker, we're glad to have you here tonight and representing the Congressman's office. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. Item one. Thank you, sir. Item one would be the Academy of Participants. This time I recognize Chief Bryant.
Mayor and Council, thank you for allowing us to come tonight. Back in the summer, we had a meeting with our local clergy. And from that meeting, the mayor and the Mayor Pro Tem and I attended. We had a roundtable discussion. One of the things that we decided from that meeting was to have a police academy for ministers. And we put the word out, and it started in July. For the 1st of August, we had several ministers from our area participate in a police academy. So over the last 6 weeks, today is our graduation day. But over the last 6 weeks, we haven't talked about it. We hadn't advertised it. You knew what was going on, but we wanted to bring it to your attention tonight and tell you how proud we are of our local ministers. Very special people for what they do with their churches, but also for taking an interest in the Monroe Police Department. It wouldn't be easy to say, hey, I'm with the police department right now in the national spotlight, but these folks have stepped forward and said thank you for what you did and what you do on a daily basis, and they become one of us. And I don't say that, take that for granted, I don't take that lightly, but they got to see the inner workings of the police department. They got to spend time with our officers who are doing ride-alongs. They got to spend time at the range, and they took their interest and their desires to make our community better. And I appreciate that, because you can't take that for granted with everything that we have going on in the world today. These folks stepped up and said, hey, I want to be a leader, and I want to be involved with you. What started out on Maurice Street turned into graduation tonight. So, Mayor, if you'll come down, we have some certificates. We're going to go back to the station and eat supper and just have some fellowship with each other. But I wanted to recognize all these ministers that came forward. My minister's here, she's here, and she needs some extra prayer there, Mayor, if you would. But you'll see that we had a
deal with you.
Yeah, she deals with me. She has she needs a lot of help. But if you'll see, we're from all over the county. But they did come and they did participate with us, and I just wanted to recognize them because they didn't have to. They have so much stuff going on, but every Tuesday night for the last 6 weeks, they spent 3 to 4 hours with police officers in our police academy. So I want to recognize them, Mayor. If you'll help us pass out certificates, Sergeant Mike Smith and Sergeant Willie Kilgo, their groups headed this up, but you'll see a lot of the officers that taught in the academy are here for their graduation tonight. But I say taught in the academy, they got to spend some time with them. So I just wanted to recognize them. We're going to leave you, but I just want to take a few minutes, and I hope that if they have anything to say, you'll let them.
The first gentleman that participated in the academy was Jimmy Benson, but he could not be here, but he does have representatives here. His lovely wife, and I believe his daughter is here, Glendora Benson and LaToya Benson. Thank you. Mr. Juan Blakey. Renee Easter.
You definitely a little bit more love than anybody else in the room.
Keep working on him. Thank you so much. You about got it done.
Reverend Osco E. Gardini Jr.
All right.
That's what I do.
Thank you.
You got it for now?
Yeah, you ready?
Thank you for participating. I appreciate it.
Mr. M.L. Coffey. Kenneth Moss. M. Mo Parker.
Appreciate you participating.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Paul Saliba.
Oh, he needs some special prayers too.
Appreciate you.
Mr. Berlin Watkins.
All right.
Last but not least is lovely wife Monroe.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. That's our original class. We had a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it, but I appreciate what they did. So,
Let me
Mayor.
just say thank you for your participation, and I certainly hope you got your eyes opened up, and I'm sure you did, because there's a lot that goes on behind the police scene that the average people don't see. Not that we try to keep it here, they just don't see it. We appreciate your participation, appreciate what you do in the community, and thank you so much for that. Y'all do a great job for us, and now Hollywood is looking at you guys, because they're looking for another person to put in car 54, where are you? And I believe it's gonna be this one. I knew he would. If you don't mind me taking on. I knew I could take on this, that's why I want to do that. But seriously, thank y'all for what you do for our community. You do a great job, and we appreciate what you do. Thank you so much.
We're going to eat now.
It's what it's, you know, I ain't gonna let you listen. I haven't seen you in so long.
Done, didn't we?
Me too. Last but not least, right, Chris?
All right, that'll bring us to the, to the consent agenda. At this time, we'll go to the consent agenda. Larry?
Mayor and members of City Council, the City Council uses the consent agenda to consider items that are non-controversial and routine. The consent agenda is acted upon by one motion and vote of the council. Items may be removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular agenda at the request of a council member or citizen with the consent of council. The consent agenda contains the following items. Item 2 under consent is for the purpose of authorizing the purchase and sales agreement for the acquisition of the John Robert Barino property located at 705 White Street at a price of $15,000, which will allow adding acreage for use as plots in the Hillcrest Cemetery. Item 3 under consent includes 2 budget amendments. The first is for the purpose of approving the Police Department budget amendment that recognizes the acceptance of a $450 donation from Advanced Driver Training Services, Inc. Those funds will be used for the Monroe Police Department Explorers. The second budget amendment is for the purpose of approving an economic development budget amendment that recognizes $18,850 from 2 sources, the first of which was the Industry Appreciation Sponsors and the Fall Supervisory Seminar Series. Those funds are proposed to be added to the Economic Development Operations account. Item 4 is for the purpose of requesting Council to call for a public hearing on December 6th to consider the award of a Level 4 Economic Development Incentive Grant to a confidential company. Item 5 is for the purpose of approving a budget amendment from the Electric Fund to appropriate $110,000 to support increasing the scope of work of the original study performed by Black & Veatch to address recent developments in the North Carolina Municipal Power Agency No. 1. The current scope of work included a site investigation and preliminary site layout to determine the interconnection costs for electric, natural gas, and water, updated vendor price and operating data for multiple vendors, environmental constraints and permitting costs, a load forecast to determine Monroe's long-term supplemental power requirements, and a supplemental power market long-term price forecast. And secondly, with those updated cost inputs, a 20-year production cost simulation model could be run to determine the long-term present value cost of self-generation, market-based, and the Municipal Power Agency number 1 supply alternatives. This additional scope of work will allow Black & Veatch to analyze Monroe's operating basis under multiple Municipal Power Agency operating scenarios anticipated on the horizon. Item 6, under consent, is for the purpose of approving the acceptance of the donated 42-inch television for use at the J. Ray Shoot Recreation Center from Delta Sigma Theta sorority. The television is valued at approximately $250. Item 7 is for the purpose of authorizing an interlocal agreement between Union County and the city associated with the O'Neill Digital Solutions receipt of one NC Fund grant in the amount of $2,250,000. In the event the company does not meet the grant requirements and cannot pay back the incentive monies, the interlocal agreement states that the City of Monroe and Union County will provide reimbursement of the one NC Fund incentive grants to the state. The financial responsibility of this clawback is in the proportion to the percentage of the incentives awarded. Therefore, the City of Monroe would be responsible for 42% of the recovery amount owed to the state, not to exceed $945,000, and Union County would be responsible for the balance, or 58% of the recovery amount owed to the state, not to exceed $1,305,000. Item 8 involves minutes and reports. 8A is financial report for October 2016, and in summary, as of October 31st, the unassigned general fund balance is $3,670,000 in change, and the total fund balance is $29.9 million in change. Item 8B through 8F are minutes. Item 8G is a summary of contracts awarded, change orders approved, and the city manager's settlement of claims. The number of contracts awarded are 40, totaling $278,000 in change for this period, and there were no claims settled for this period. Item 9 is for the purpose of approving statewide update to the municipal records retention and disposition schedule. This update clarifies the retention for 9/11 calls received as text messages and videos from body-worn cameras of law enforcement personnel that went into effect October 1st. The Department of Cultural Resources requests that this update is to be approved. Item 10 involves two resolutions. The first is for the purpose of adopting the resolution to lease office space to Congressman Robert Pittenger at a nominal fee at 100 West Jefferson Street, which is the site of the old City Hall. The lease is a standard congressional district office lease which provides for a 2-year term beginning December 1st. The second resolution is for the purpose of adopting a resolution approving the renewal of a land lease at the Charlotte Monroe Executive Airport for a subsequent 20-year term with Aerocraft Holding LLCs, the principal being Mr. David Peeler. Item 11, under consent, is for the purpose of approving October 2016 tax releases. The total releases equal $14,930 and change. These releases were created by a change and reduction in the value of the City of Monroe by the Union County Tax Assessor's Office. The majority of October's releases consist of a partial billed on an incorrectly assessed value. The correction value resulted in a release of just under $14,000 from Down Light, North Carolina, 2016 tax bill. Item 12 is for the purpose of approving a budget amendment and ordinance to amend the fee schedule to provide funding for the remainder of the fiscal year 2017 for the 2 Men and Truck program. The proposed budget amendment funds the one-time program costs totaling $100,230 through the solid waste fund balance, and effective July 1st, 2017, includes a proposed fee increase which would raise the rate from the current $18.25 per month to $18.75 per month as provided by council at their November 1st meeting. These changes will address the recurring costs of personnel salary and benefits, for which recurring costs cannot be permanently funded from fund balance and must have a designated revenue source. Item 13 is for the purpose of approving the program guideline modification setting forth that financial assistance for water and sewer connection fees is available to properties located inside the city limits. Mayor and City Council, this concludes my synopsis of items placed on your consent agenda.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Move to approve.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion, second, any comment? Hearing none, all in favor? Consent agenda is approved. We'll go into the regular agenda. Public hearing on item 14, Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Assistant Grant. Public hearing.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Our police department is looking to seek a grant for the United States Department of Justice for an amount of $18,651. The funds will be used to purchase a roadside digital message center with traffic data capabilities. It is a zero match, one-time grant.
And what are we using that for?
It's a roadside message center. I don't know if you were out at the air show, but we had one similar to that. And it also has traffic data collection capabilities with radar and possibly with a camera system on it also.
Where is the old one we had years ago? Is it still around?
We're having issues with it, and it's one of them we're unable to get. It's so old that we're not even able to get it upgraded and actually get it fixed. And the other one has got some issues with it, and the cost to fix it is actually going to outweigh purchase a new one.
This is that portable machine that flashes messages?
It does. It's going to have capability where the officers will actually have an app. They'll be able to change the message on it. And it does instantly show amber alerts when one comes across.
I'd like to commend you, Lieutenant Morton, for all you do for the police department on these grants. I know that we're having at our next meeting a COPS grant that we were awarded for $500,000. And a lot of that is due, well, most of it is due to your efforts. And I know you were trained by David Williams, and so, but you do a great job on that, and you get all these grants and you apply for them and bring them before the council. And I just want to say thank you. I think you do a great job.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll second that. Okay, any questions of him? Hearing none, this is a public hearing. Is anyone here who would like to speak in favor? Hearing none, anyone here who would like to speak in opposition? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing and take action.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Hearing none, that passed. Thank you, David. Item 15, federal assistance to firefighters. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to bring before you tonight an opportunity that we have to apply for a federal assistance to firefighters grant. And this grant would be to put a fire sprinkler system and alarm system in Fire Station 3. Fire Station 3 was built in 1983, and a sprinkler system and full alarm system was not required by the code when that station was built, so consequently there was not one in it. We do feel that certainly it would make the building much safer, both from a life safety standpoint and a property conservation standpoint in protecting the city's property. And we just feel like that we need to set the example as a fire department in promoting fire sprinkler systems and alarm systems. We actually had just received this same grant that we applied for last year to put a fire sprinkler system in Fire Station 2. And we were awarded that grant. The contracts have been issued and that work will start soon on that. So that will bring that station up and have a sprinkler system in it. So we're requesting to apply for the, submit an application for the grant period that's open now. Your staff report there shows that we'd anticipated that to be less than $100,000. We did just get our price estimate back, and this is an estimate, and that price estimate came in at $159,710. If this grant's awarded, it is a 90% federal grant, 10% local match. So what we would request is approval from council to apply for this grant for this amount. We are hopeful that if we are awarded the grant, then of course this will be put out for formal bid. We are hopeful that those prices would come in less than that. But we feel it's better to go ahead and make the grant application for this amount than if it comes in less, then we're good, and it's much better than applying for too little and then the bid coming in at more. So staff's recommendation and request, and this did go to the Public Safety Committee on September the 19th and did receive a favorable recommendation from the Public Safety Committee to come to full council. So our request is for authorization to apply for this federal assistance to firefighters grant in the amount of $159,710 to put a fire sprinkler system and alarm system at Station 3. And again, if we are awarded, the city's match would be 10% of that, for $14,519.
Okay.
I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
I make a motion, we approve to let him apply for that grant.
Have a motion, have a second.
Second.
Any discussions? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? It's passed.
Thank you so much.
Okay, item 16, public comment period at this time, and I have a couple of young ladies signed up. Ms. Simpson, on Page Road, we recognize you at this time, please.
We're kind of coming together.
That'll be fine. And if you will, we need your name and your address for the record. We know who you are, but we need it for the record.
Okay. Good evening, Mayor and City Councilmen and women and the citizens and the staff. My name is Benita Simpson. My address is 3308 Old Pageland, Monroe Road, Monroe, North Carolina, 28112. So my name is Benita Simpson, and I'm the artistic director and founder of Benita School of Ballet here in Monroe. I opened up my studio in the year of 1993, so I've been serving Union County for going on 24 years now. I'm also the founder and artistic director for the Union County Youth Ballet. We are well known for our Nutcracker Ballet here in Union County. We've been doing that going on 24 years. And in 1998, we were awarded the status of our 501c nonprofit. So we're very excited about that. I'm here tonight to share some very exciting news with you and how we can continue to grow the arts here in Union County and across Union County and throughout Monroe. I know several of you personally, and for the ones that don't know me, I'll just give you a little bit of history about myself. I was born here in Monroe. I was raised here, went to Benton Heights, went to Monroe High School, and went to Wingate University. And my family has lived here for many, many generations. And after I graduated from college, I started teaching in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was teaching many children ballet and exposing them to the arts of dance and doing many performances. I said, you know, why am I here in Charlotte? I love Union County where I live. So I came back home and I started my studio and I started the Union County Youth Ballet only because I care about Union County. I care about children. I care about what they're learning about. I want to expose them to the arts. I want to give them the opportunity to perform. I want to give them the same opportunity that I was doing for the people in Charlotte. So that's the reason I came back here. So for 24 years now, going on 24 years, I have operated two entities. One, Benita School of Ballet, which is to provide dance instructions to many children. We have boys and girls ages 3 all the way through high school. And then I wanted to provide them more opportunities, and that's when I created the Union County Youth Ballet. And that's open to anyone here in Union County. We have students from other studios that come and audition for our Nutcracker, and we have a spring production also. Then I created a program called Dance Chance, and this is really special to my heart here because there's many children that want to learn how to dance and they don't have the funds. So right now, for the past 11 years, I've had a program called Dance Chance, and Benton Heights has been busing the children over every Monday at no cost. They come and they learn how to dance, and we have heard from Benton Heights personally that their academic grades have excelled just because of what we've been doing and teaching them. So that's a great dance program that we offer. And we offer it to other students, which they had to come in and fill out a form to do that. So, I have other companies, Monroe City Ballet Company 1 and 2, and a trainee program. So we are continuing to grow, and we still need the opportunities to perform. And so we have an exciting endeavor that we're working on right now. And so I have one of my parent volunteers here to discuss that with you.
We tried to keep this to 3 minutes. It might be 4. Good evening. My name is Kim Ormiston. My address is 2114 Wedgwood Drive in Matthews, North Carolina. I'm here tonight as the chair of the Union County Youth Ballet Capital Campaign Committee, and I want to share with you our exciting news. In May of this year, a group of parent volunteers came together with one goal in mind, and that is to raise $2 million over the next 3 years so that we can purchase land and build a new facility to accommodate the growing needs of the Union County Youth Ballet and to do our part to ensure that we are keeping the arts alive in Union County for many, many years to come. We invite you to, and we hope that, you will also support our endeavor. Our goal this evening is simply to make you aware of our campaign and our desire to grow the opportunities for children to participate in dance performances in Union County. Monroe has been home to our studio for many years, and we hope to build a new facility here. We have brought our campaign brochure for you to review, and we hope that we will have an opportunity to present to you in greater detail just what the Union County Youth Ballet is about, discuss what our needs are, and explore more in depth how we give back to the community as a nonprofit organization, and also to answer any questions you may have at that time. We invite you to come to our current facility and to spend an hour or so with us. If you haven't had a dancer involved in our program already, it won't take long to see how many people just come through our doors and our parking lot each day. But what's really important to note is that just seeing that is just a cursory view of what happens at the Union County Youth Ballet. My daughter's here with a couple of her friends that just finished class, but the impact that Miss Bonita has through the Union County Youth Ballet on children is so evident just sitting in the waiting room. I hope that you can experience that. Several dancers that go through the Union County Youth Ballet move on to be professional dancers, but they also move on to other professional careers, and they come back and credit the Union County Youth Ballet with their successes. This December 9th and 10th marks the 24th anniversary of the Nutcracker performances, and we are excited to be joined this year by the Union County Symphony, who will be playing during 2 of our 6 performances. Our organization has a solid background of giving back in Union County and a history of sustainability. Perhaps you have an idea about how the City of Monroe can best support the Union County Youth Ballet, and we welcome your thoughts. Perhaps you have an idea about where a facility would best be located, or how the City of Monroe could provide financial support on any level, some level. Please take a few minutes to read over our brochure that we've provided to you, and feel free to contact us directly with any questions you may have or come by our facility. We welcome you to join us at one of our Nutcracker performances, and we'll have a ticket waiting for you when you come by our studio. We thank you for your time, and we look forward to coming back to present to you a more formal presentation of the Union County Youth Ballet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, I've attended many of your Nutcracker programs, and you do an awesome job with that. I know you do a great job. Thank you, Ms. Simpson.
Thank you.
Nice-looking young folks you got out there, will you? Would you young folks like to come up? All right. Thank you so much.
I knew the Hokie would.
Oh, yeah. Our manager is a Virginia Tech grad, so he's all for the Hokies.
Yeah. I'm very excited that you're here tonight.
Hello, Mayor and Council. When I first joined Bonita School of Ballet, I, probably like most other boys, thought it was only for girls. However, Miss Bonita, Miss Amy, and Miss Bonita's daughter, Miss Tara, have all taught me that that is incorrect. It is actually for males as well, and it has made me stronger, and I really enjoy it. And I think Miss Bonita and the rest of her staff are great people, and I hope you will come to the Nutcracker and enjoy it very much.
Thank you so much. That's great.
That was really good.
Really good.
I highly advise you to stay involved and dance. It will help you in many years to come, especially with the opposite sex.
Think about it.
Girls are always looking for a nice young man to dance with, I can assure you.
Thank you all for coming. And at this time, we're going to go into closed session.
Before we go into closed session, Mayor, I would like to say that for the past several years, we have given our employees a day before Thanksgiving off in recognition for the great job that they do. And also, I think we talked earlier, and we had done that for Christmas. Is that right, Mayor?
That's right.
And
We've done it in the past, which we'll do it again this year.
So I'd like to make a motion that we give our employees the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, which is the 23rd, and the 22nd of December, which is the Thursday before Christmas, off as a thank you for the great job that they do.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Have a good day off, extra day off. Thank you all for what you do.
Mayor,
Yes.
I got a question on, I'd like Larry to check on if he would. Had several people in the historical district questioning about skateboarding on the sidewalks, that it's dangerous, people get run over. You know, I know when you got a regular subdivision, you can outlaw stuff like that, but I'd like for Larry to check and see what he can do about controlling that in that particular area.
Yes, sir.
And also, truck traffic on Haynes Street, seem like to me, from what I hear, is they're really getting those things revved up about halfway between Food Line and the downtown there. If we can maybe put some officers out there to try to slow that down.
Okay. Council have anything else before we go to closed session? Hearing none, so someone make a motion?
Well, I move that we go into closed session pursuant to General Statute Section 143-318, 11A6, to consider the qualifications, competence, performance, character, fitness of an individual public officer or employee.
Okay. Everybody's excused.
Do I have a second?
I got a second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? All in favor? We're going into closed session.